Alright there, YouTube. So we got Old Red here, Project 1983 Peterbilt 359. Now I believe this is a pretty common issue, so I thought I'd make this its own video for people that are looking for an answer to this problem. Now, right after I stretched the truck, when I aired it up for the first time, this air wiper valve or switch or whatever you want to call it here was leaking air really bad around this shaft. So I went ahead and I ordered a new one and I threw it in here, and then I realized that this one, although it wasn't leaking near as bad, was leaking in the same spot. So I feel this is a pretty common issue. Now, I already had one air valve that was destined for the trash can because I had replaced it, so I figured, well, let me try to fix it and see what happens before I go ahead and order a second valve. And I was able to successfully repair it. So in this video I'm going to show you how I did that. Now in order to take these out, you've got an Allen set screw you got to take out. Then you take this nut off here. You open this up and you disconnect the air lines that are buried in there and you can pull the valve out. This is what the valve looks like when you pull it out. Now we're going to take this over to the workbench and I'll take this one apart and repair this one, and you guys can see how I did it, and then I'll have a spare. Alright, so we have our valve here, and the first thing you're going to want to do, make sure you don't have any burrs where that set screw goes in. Both of mine did. Just hit them with the file, piece of sandpaper. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these screws around here. Just grab them with a pair of needle nose pliers to crack them loose. Now we're going to go ahead and take all but one of them out. This thing is kind of spring loaded and it will want to fly apart a little bit when you take it apart, and it's a little finicky to get back together, but it's not too bad. It's not on the level of, say, a recoil spring on a small engine or something like that. It's not too bad. So you can see it's already trying to separate there. So when we take this last one out, we want to just kind of hold it like this so that we're holding it together, and go ahead and screw the last screw out. And we're just going to slowly let it out so stuff doesn't fly everywhere. Okay, then we're going to need to pull this center rod out. Also notice the orientation here where it's at. This little spring goes on that side of it, and that's for when you twist it back to the park position, that brings it back to where it's supposed to be. So go ahead and pop this out of there. You can see that we've got an O-ring here. Now typically you would use pick and get underneath the O-ring and pull it out. However, these things are so hard and dry that, at least on the last one I did, it ain't happening, so just go ahead and cut it. And then we can pull that out. Now when you look at it, it almost looks like it was a square O-ring, but the bottom of this groove here is rounded, so I think it's just that, over time being held into the same position, it's just, become square. You can see I can literally just break this O-ring. Now you can go to O-ring kit like this, find the one that seems to fit the closest. Go ahead and put a little bit of grease on it. Then you can roll the O-ring on there. Now you got another O-ring here. This one, however, was not leaking, and I don't really have one that matches very closely, so we're just going to reuse that one. Now when we put this back in, go ahead and put an extra little dab of grease in there. Put our shaft back in the same orientation it was before, just like so. You'll notice that there's 2 pins on this side corresponding to 2 holes on that side. You need to make note of that. Then what I did is just set this on here, got the first pin in, rotate it around till the second pin's in, go ahead and get your first screw in. Okay, now it'll hold itself together. We can just go ahead and put the rest of these back in here. And these weren't very tight to start with, so we're just going to snug them down. You don't need to go He-Man on them. And that's all there is to it. Then you can just reinstall this, and if your air valve is leaking at the shaft seal there, that should solve it. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you. Have a great day.